Hello everyone. Uh, Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am Dr. Naren Patwa from Department of Repertory. Today I am going to discuss about the topic grading and analysis. In my earlier YouTube classes, I've been discussing classification of symptoms, history of repertory, and evolution of repertory. Then after that, we have described different classification of symptom according to different various authors, like Dr. Henneman, who gave the first repertory. After that, Dr. Bonninghausen. After that, Dr. Kent. After that, Dr. Boger, Clark, many more stalwarts which have been classifying symptoms according to their experiences, or we can call clinical experiences. So we need to learn what clinical experiences our stalwarts were having, and how can be they utilized in our current clinical practices. Probably these are the classification of symptoms which we have been discussing are one of the important parts of to find out or going on to the simillimum, because if you cannot classify symptoms, it is unable to go upon analysis. It is then we are unable to go upon grading, because as per we are not having actually what we needed for an exact simillimum. So we'll start with grading and analysis of symptoms, right? So then, okay, now this is the grading and analysis. Now, what is analysis of symptoms? Now, analysis in Hindi, or probably analysis in our normal day-to-day life is being used very commonly. We have to analysis could be explained a thing like we have to justify a specific characteristic of a substance, or probably we could say that we will analyze, like for example, examination students appearing for examination, then the notebooks are analyzed and then the results are concluded. So analysis is one of the important term which is being used in our day-to-day life. So we'll see the definition of it. Now the first is, what is analysis of symptom? It means resolving or separating a symptom into its element or component parts. So we are separating or resolving a symptom or its element into its element or component parts. Here, symptoms of present complaints are analyzed into 4 dimensions, such as location with radiation. Now, the first one is location, where the complaint is being originated. Then the second is radiation. The complaint is radiated to which part or which organ or which particular extremities the problem or the condition which the patient is suffering from is having radiations, right? The second one is sensation. What kind of sensation? Probably it is like a burning sensation or whatever it is, or characteristic symptoms with intensity. So somebody is having pain or burning character or thirst, so we have to see that what kind of sensation is having, what kind of character the complaint is having, and what is the severity or intensity of the specific complaint. The third one is modality, which is again most important in finding out the simillimum. Now, modalities includes aggravation and amelioration. Now, aggravation, everybody knows that the complaints which are being going more severe could be studied under the heading of aggravation, and the complaints which are better by, which could be studied under the heading of amelioration. Now, the fourth one is concomitants or associated symptoms. Now, we'll give an example that we'll assume a patient which is having a following group of symptoms. The first one is burning pain in occiput since 3 years. Now, burning pain is again a general symptom, common symptom probably. Then we are basically the location is occiput, and the duration is 3 years. Now, it's basically we have to see that what modalities the symptom is covering. That is, it is aggravated by cold, it is better by heat, pressure, associated with nausea and vomiting. So these are basically the symptoms which can be differentiated from its core element and could be analyzed for the further similimum. Now the second thing we'll see that is location and radiation sensation, pathology, modalities and concomitants. Occiput burning pain aggravated by cold, motion, nausea and vomiting. Again better by heat and pressure. Right? Now what were the fundamentals of Dr. Henneman for this the process of repertorization or the process of basically analysis and grading of symptom? The first one is nothing can be known of disease except through the symptoms. Now he is saying that if the symptoms are not present, the disease cannot be, we cannot jump to the disease unless and until the symptoms are not there. It is the patient who is ill, not his parts or organ. Now, as per homeopathy is saying that we are dealing with individuality and individualistic treatment or individualization. So we see that it is the patient who is ill. It is not particular specific part or organ that are supposed to be ill. The third part is symptoms furnish the only unfailing guide for selection of remedy. The next is the remedy is hardly ever indicated by a single symptom, however peculiar it may be. Now, this again we'll read this line again. The remedy is hardly ever indicated by a single symptom. Now, to indicate a remedy, it is very hard on a single symptom to conclude that we are concluding a specific similimum on a single symptom. We need a group of symptoms to confirm that particular drug it is possible, and if it is not, then it is not possible. So like the last one is peculiar, characteristic, individualization. Symptoms in the cases not common symptoms to denote similimum. So this was the Henneman's criteria of individualization. So he is saying that we cannot go for a single symptom to individualize the disease. We need peculiar, characteristic, individualizing symptoms in the case for the correct similimum to be found out. Now, the objective of analysis of symptoms. The first one is whether the symptoms are collected in all dimensions or not. The second is characteristic, particular and common particular or unqualified particular are differentiated from each other. Again, this is the basic analysis which you have to do. This is the basic definition which we can say that the differentiation of different symptoms. The symptoms of general categories are brought out of it and particular are made of general. Differential modalities can be studied by the physician. So now this is basically the objective of analysis. The first, probably the most common term is differentiation of symptoms from its core part, right? Now, different methods of analysis according to different stalwarts. The first method is Henneman's method. Again, he divided symptoms under general and uncommon general symptoms and uncommon symptoms. Garth Borick, he said that basic or absolute symptoms were there or determinative symptoms were there. Dr. Kent, who believed inductive logic, he said that general, mental, physical and common particular. These symptoms were according to his analysis. Again, Bonning-Ussen, time, causative, modalities, tissue affinities, pathological generals, etc. Gradation. Now, the system of grading the proving symptom had two significant benefits according to Dr. Henneman. First, meaningful index, particularly for new medicines. Their reliance for one another complaint could be weighed according to such initial gradation of proving symptom. This was the first important point which Henneman thought of that grading of symptom is important. Secondly, a symptom could be adjusted to accommodate future confirmation, that is called upgradation. Either from the further proving of clinical success, there is no mention about the use of doses, right? The next part, now the gradation. These basically gradation are, Henneman's gradation was symptom in normal type means rarely found null, symptom in capitals means of certainty. ठीक है, BBCR capital 4, bold capital was of 5 marks, bold was of 4, italic of 3 to Roman of 2 and Roman in parenthesis was of 1. Kent, bold letter in 3 marked first, italic in 2 and ordinary in first mark. By this we'll end this topic of gradation and analysis of symptom. Thanks for listening. I'll be back with a new topic and will upgrade you as we get the info. Thank you.